ArcheAge 2 by Kakao Games, the same company that helped globalize Alien and a bunch of other games. We've got a brand new open-world action MMORPG. A franchise started life all the way back in 2013. Their new game over here has supposedly been in development for over 3 years and is said to be released for PCs and the next generation of consoles only in early 2024. Coming from the same developers of Life is Strange and the publishers of A Plague Tale games, we have Banished the Ghost of Eden. This is an action RPG with dual protagonist ghost hunting exploration. That's technically what the game's described, as we know it'll be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC on November 7, 2023.
We had our share, yes. But I've never seen a ghost myself. But they are real, right? So what? You track and kill him? Is that it?
We banish them.
From a few months ago by NCSoft, the South Korean developers, we have a third-person post-apocalyptic semi-open world shooter game going by the name Project Triple L, which is not to be confused with L, though this game is one part makes shooting a little bit inspired by the Metro Last Light and another part even Death Stranding. Other than that, we know that the game is a next-generation, possibly PlayStation 5 exclusive, and an Unreal Engine 5 throughout 2024. Here we have Team Ninja's new IPS since the last game. Assuming you're not keen on this one, the folks are bringing another samurai-style game called Rise of the Ronin. This is a PlayStation 5 exclusive by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, promising a multi-layered story that showcases the 19th century-ish Japanese Ronin life rather than action simulation. The game is now coming out early to mid-2024 for the PlayStation 5.
I will watch over you all, as your blades carve a new future. Your time has come.
As in the case of Marvel's Wolverine, unfortunately this game isn't coming out anytime soon, as Insomnia Games currently have their time invested in projects they started years ago. As we know regarding Marvel's Wolverine, as I've mentioned, the game has quite a bit of similarities with the upcoming Spider-Man 2, and the gameplay is an action RPG adventure and an open-world game with a totally different story as opposed to its films. Convallaria, published by Sony Interactive itself last year as a multiplayer third-person shooter, was previously considered the main game for the China Hero project. Right alongside games such as Lost Solos Sight and other ones, Convallaria is said to be coming out for the next generation of consoles only by the end of 2023. If Nintendo made a fortune out of Splatoon games, so will Square Enix. Apparently the same folks who were making the Final Fantasy VII Remake are making a very Splatoon-inspired action multiplayer going by the name Foamstars, which is basically non-lethal shooting game where players make use of a foam to influence the terrain and environment with a favor. The game itself will come out early to mid-2024.
Stay with you by your side.
Here we have the sequel to one of the most beloved open-world survival horror stealth games in the gaming industry. Kojima said the sequel is hitting only PCs and the PlayStation 5 simultaneously. Unfortunately, as for some gameplay, even though we know this is some in-game footage for cutscenes, we've only received the cinematic at the Game Awards. What we are sure about is that Death Stranding 2 is one of the most anticipated of the year to come.
I'll always be with you. And I won't leave before you go. And I still hear your heartbeat.
Announced a few weeks ago after almost 6 months of silence with an update trailer we thought over here ArcheAge, which is in case you missed out on a Splinter Cell-inspired shooter but only in camera angles, and it's more of a cinematic style technically described by developers as a story-heavy action and third-person stealth shooter, which is also coming out of Korea and is now said to be coming out rather late 2023 or early 2024.
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be new, but she's still a Turk.
As technically the biggest PlayStation 5 exclusive ever, we have here the second game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, going by Rebirth, which basically follows up on the divisive ending of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and you probably know this already, but takes place in an alternative timeline, meaning the story is a tad different than the first game anyway. Square Enix announced the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will release early next year for PCs and PlayStation 5.
What the? Keep her away from me!
They say she's a monster, that she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul, that she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.